Your Android phone has at least 6 settings that'll save your trip, and one of them might save your bank account as well. I've been traveling with a Samsung and other Androids in my pocket for a decade. I learned most of these things the hard way, and today I'm walking you through the exact pre-flight checklist I run before every trip. What's up YouTube, Jeff back again. Today another very exciting tech video for you guys, and this one's gonna be a fun one. Today I'm walking you guys through my pre-flight checklist when I travel with my Android phone. There's quietly quite a few interesting settings and things that you should always do before you fly, and a lot of people don't think of these ahead of time. Tip number 1, and this is something you should absolutely do tonight if you're flying tomorrow, and that is to make sure that you download your offline maps and translation packs on your home Wi-Fi before you head to the airport tomorrow. In Google Maps, pull up the city you're flying into, tap your profile picture and hit offline maps, and pin the area you want. You'll get turn-by-turn navigation without burning a single megabyte of mobile data, which is huge if your roaming plan is a sketchy or your eSIM hasn't kicked in yet. Same thing with Google Translate. Tap the language, hit the download icon, and you've got camera translation and conversation mode that works fully offline. I've used this to read a Korean menu in a basement barbecue spot with 0 bars. It just works. These are 2 things that you absolutely have to do because you need to know where you're going and also how to communicate if you don't speak the language. When you're traveling internationally, that is incredibly important, and because I go to a lot of trade shows that are in Europe or Asia, this is something that I genuinely use all the time. Tip 2, and this is another one that you should do before you fly, before you go to the airport, and that is to set up your eSIM before you fly. Especially if you're going to that international destination, you can get yourself into a real pickle if you wait to do this when you're traveling, either at the local airport or at your destination especially, so make sure you take care with this. Quick story, a few years back, I landed in Barcelona for MWC at 11 p.m., dead phone battery from streaming on the plane, no working data, no idea where my hotel was. I spent 45 minutes at a SIM kiosk where nobody spoke English, and I don't really speak Catalan that well at all. Never again. There's actually a much better way to do this, and they're actually the sponsor of today's video. Saily is the eSIM app I use now, and the whole reason it exists is so that the airport kiosk fiasco never happens to you. Quick refresher, an eSIM is just a digital SIM card. There's no physical chip to swap in. You buy a data plan inside the app, install it on your phone before you fly, and the second you land in your destination, you've got mobile data working. Here's how easy it actually is. Download the Saily app from the Play Store, tap into the Shop tab, search the country or region you're going to. They have over 200 destinations. Pick a plan based on how many gigs you need, and if you're going to multiple countries on one trip, they have regional and global plans, so one eSIM covers the whole route. At checkout, make sure you paste in code JSpringer to get 15% off, and the eSIM plan will install on your phone in less than a minute. So don't forget, make sure you get your eSIM before your travel from Saily, get an exclusive 15% discount on the Saily eSIM data plans, download the Saily app and use code JSpringer at checkout. The link is in the description and the pinned comment. If your phone doesn't support eSIM, they'll give you a full refund, so there's absolutely 0 risk in trying it. Tip number 3, and a lot of people don't think about this, when you flip airplane mode on, you could just do that before you get on the flight and then turn Bluetooth and Wi-Fi back on. Yes, you're absolutely allowed. There's nothing wrong with it. Most planes now have onboard Wi-Fi even if you're not paying for it, and the gate Wi-Fi works at most major airports. Airplane mode kills cellular, which is the part the FAA actually cares about. You can still pair your AirPods or Galaxy Buds and connect to the plane's Wi-Fi for the whole flight. While you're in there, jump to the battery and toggle power saving mode on. International outlets are a coin flip, and you don't want to land at 4%. Tip number 4 has to do with free public Wi-Fi at airports, and my personal tip is just to avoid it, and this goes back to tip 2 as well. If you already have your eSIM from Saily running, you can just skip the free public Wi-Fi at the airport altogether. But if you say you do need it, if your eSIM is provisioning, your hotel is way out in the middle of nowhere with no cell signal, here's the general rule. Don't do any banking, don't log into anything sensitive, stick to stuff that's already encrypted by the app like iMessage, WhatsApp, Signal, or YouTube, and you're fine for that general browsing. Saily actually has built-in security features as well with virtual location, ad blocker, web protection, so when you do use the eSIM's data on public Wi-Fi networks, you've got an extra layer. That's a quick bonus on top of the discount that I talked about before. Now, tip 5 is my entertainment hack because most planes have very limited entertainment options and they have a screen that looks like it was originally created, manufactured back in the Clinton administration. You're not going to want to watch your content on there. The solution here is to download everything to your phone before you board. In Netflix, hit the download arrow on individual episodes or movies, or use downloads for you and let it preload stuff that it thinks you'll like if you don't have a lot of time. YouTube Premium has a similar download button as well, and for music, inside Spotify or YouTube Music, flip the download toggle on any playlist you actually listen to regularly, and it'll be ready for you to listen on your flight. Quick tip though, your phone of course has a finite amount of storage and downloaded video will chew it up fast. I usually clear out all my old downloads from my previous trips the day before a long flight, so I've got some headroom for the new ones. Now, so far we've talked about all the fun tips, how to enjoy yourself, how to get the most out of the trip. Now this is one, tip 6, that I hope you never need, but it's very important if you do, and that is lock screen and emergency info. Settings, search for safety and emergency. This is similar on other Android devices like the Pixel. You can add your blood type, allergies, medications, and up to 3 emergency contacts. The key part here is even when your phone is locked, anyone can pull this up. EMTs, hotel staff, a stranger who finds your phone after you faint in 105-degree Vegas heat. True story, that's actually how I learned to set this up myself. While you're there, verify and find my mobile is on, and you remember the password. If your phone gets lifted from a hostile bunk, you want to be able to remote wipe it from anywhere. Set it up tonight, don't scramble for it later. That's the real key here with all of these. Make sure you do it before you fly, because that'll make sure you're protected and all set up to have the best trip possible with your Android device. And that's your Android pre-flight checklist that I use for every major trip that I take for work or personal. You've got offline maps and translate, eSIM set up at home with Saily, airplane mode toggles, public Wi-Fi survival locked in, entertainment downloaded, and for emergencies, your lock screen is actually useful. Drop your own tech travel tips below if you guys have any other ones. If there's some specific ones for the iPhone that I didn't mention here, because I don't use my iPhone as often, let me know if those also apply to Android. I'll steal the best ones and put them in the next video probably. Huge shout out to our sponsor Saily, talking about eSIMs. Incredibly useful to be able to get an international eSIM for any of your destinations or multiple of them all at one time. And with all those great security features baked in as well. Use code JSpringer if you guys want to lock in one of those eSIM plans today. Appreciate you guys checking this out, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks so much for watching.